What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY third-party tiny transforming person, but not actually an official Hasbro product review, we have the Transform Element MM03. I don't know what MM is. Stinger Warrior, or how I like to say it, Stinger Warrior. I don't know why I do that. Anyway, so this is going to be Beast Wars Scorpinok. Not gonna lie, this is literally the best thing they have made. So, if you go and you look, I have actually reviewed two of the Transform Element Beast Wars figures before. They're Black Arachnia and their Rat Trap. Both are varying degrees of crap. And that's about as nice as I can put it. They are varying degrees of crap. This one, on the other hand, as, just short review, good. It's much good. It's much gooder. Anyways, so the box, which is completely inconsistent with their previous box art, it shows a Stinger Warrior right there, and he's all in bot mode. And then you got a low opacity version in the background. Look, ages 16 plus. Hey, I'm right in the middle of that. And die-cast metal transformation. For once, they're not lying. Specification in colors, and contents may vary from illustrations. Not by much, which I'm kind of happy about. Look, there's nothing on this side. Come around here and you got the beast mode, except for up here where he's still in bot mode. I don't know what's going on there. It got a little dinged up in transport, but that's okay. It says Stinger Warrior up on top. It says warning on the bottom, made in China. Oh no. Okay, we're all gonna die. And then you got 0 to 3-year-olds aren't gonna be happy with this guy. They might be. I mean, like, they're not going to be able to do anything with him, and they're probably going to break off one of his little scorpion legs, but, that's what it is. I might need to clean off the screen. It feels a little fuzzy to me. Maybe it's just my eyeballs. Either way, so that's it for the box. And then we have the instrucciones, which, kind of big. But, I mean, it's a booklet, which is interesting, so it's not a fold-out dealie, which it's fine. It's fine. Die-cast metal transformation. And, whoa. Whoa, that is blown way out. Let me darken that just so we can see what's happening here. And they're like, look, you can go from this one to this one. I love how they completely cut out the tail. And they're like, look, you can open the claws. Cool, that's not actually part of the transformation, but you can do it. I'm not going to lie, the instructions aren't the greatest. And actually getting him back into bot mode from beast mode, they don't exactly tell you what to do with his back legs, so you just have to kind of figure it out on your own. You sort of like get that vague shot there and hope that you remember how he came in the box, which I didn't, so it is what it is. So, I mean, like, instructions they're okay. They're not great, but, I also did an out-the-box video for this guy where I figured out how to transform him on my own, which I can't say that I did for either of the other two. The only thing that I didn't necessarily get right was this particular part where you have the legs facing a very specific direction. And then, yeah, so look, he's in scorpion mode. So that's it for anything that comes in the box that isn't related directly to the actual figure. So let's do that thing where I cut to the Beast Wars logo, and then we'll actually look at him. Beast Wars. Okay, anyways. Here he is in his lovely scorpion mode. And I don't have the greatest pictures of him from the actual show, but let me see if I can pull it up just over here, over yonder. I downloaded it. Not the best thing in the world, but it's okay. So, yeah, it looks incredibly good in comparison to, say, I don't know, the Hasbro one that's coming in the Kingdom line. So between Scorpinok and Waspinator in the upcoming Kingdom stuff, they are definitely the ones that are the least good so far. But in this mode, he is Scorpinok. I will say there's definitely some paint issues, especially like right here on the tail. Hold on. Right here. Got some nasty paint problems. I don't know what happened there. It's just not good. Oh, it's just like some white crud, actually. Maybe it's just some glue, because it does look like some super glue residue. There's a little bit of paint slop there on the tail. For the most part, like, this is all bare plastic. The red is clearly masked off and airbrushed on. Um, and then, like, the face down here where we got some paint going on, some of the black around his eyebrows have already chipped off. So that's not great, but you do get the red eyes, which is awesome. You get the little bitty, like, mandibles. They're the wrong color, technically speaking. The inner ones should be red, but because these are his toes, they wanted to make sure they were whatever. But it's actually good how they managed to transform that. So they actually interpreted the on-screen transformation to make it make sense for a toy. And I'm kind of impressed because I don't think even either version of Takara or Hasbro ever figured that out. Got a little bit of gold paint down here. He's got some... Nope, don't show those off just yet. And then you can see some visible leg syndrome. And these are die cast and painted all to the nines. You'll see those more later. Here's some more red paint that has escaped. And then each of the little bitty legs here is articulated at the base, and then has a little hinge, which is kind of cool. You know, they won't hold any of his weight, but it is what it is. And I got a phone call right in the middle of that, but it is what it is. The tail is articulated, all kinds of points of articulation, just, you know, a buttload of them. So he can sting himself. Generally speaking, scorpions don't tend to sting themselves. I don't even know if their tails are sharp enough. The only thing that is absolutely absurd, and it is part of the design, so you can't really be too critical, is how big the actual, like, stinger is. Hold on. Some fibrous... Oh, wow, that actually just came apart. So that actually was part of the plastic itself being nasty. So it's not perfect, but I will say it is significantly better. Significantly better than the previous two, especially in beast mode. Now, if you guys have not seen before, I do not transform that Black Arachnia or Rat Trap anymore because it is such a pain. And usually paint scrapage and this, that, and the other. This guy, on the other hand, I actually enjoy transforming, and it's not bad, except obviously I'm losing some paint. But if you want a size comparison, there's the New Age Bumblebee, the new one. And here is our Wally friend. So, I mean, he's sizable, you know, comparatively. Excuse me. And then, let's see here, do I have... Let's see, another beast type object. Hold on. There's a 52 toy, or 5'2" toy lion person. Lion person box creature. So you can see he's actually pretty good size. Obviously, the Scorpinok that we'll be getting from Hasbro will be significantly bigger. So let's just transform, shall we? Okay. So first and foremost, the easiest thing to do will be unpegging the feet from the face. That sounds really strange. So he's got a couple pegs right here that peg into the side of his feeties. And the awkward thing about it is that the feet are die cast and the face is plastic. So it does feel scary as you relieve it, as it were. You relieve him of his face. Give me your face. I don't like the feeling of this. Also trying not to scrape anything. So if you got to, just kind of wiggle them around a little. It'll come loose. First couple times it's actually pretty difficult to push that in all the way. Let's see. If you have a spudger handy, which I don't, mine are not totally handy, it will definitely make that easier. Okay, so now what we have here is an exploded scorpion guy. And you can sort of see where we're going after this. Even got his head just completely exposed there. So go ahead and pull the tail up and out of the way. And you can spread the arms. Now, one thing you're going to want to do, I'm going to take a couple go around to make sure you get this right, is with the arms, you have tabs here. And then when we get to it, you have some posts back here that all need to line up properly, along with these tabs and slots going on over there. Okay, so the head needs to come up just a little bit. And then the body will do all these things over here. So, but the legs, you want to just kind of fold them up and into the body. If I remember correctly, that's what we want to do. And these will sit inside the scorpion body. Like that, more or less. And go ahead and pick up the back section here. For the legs, you see this whole big double hinge section will flip around and tab back together there. Come up here, straighten the legs up using the hip, or not the hip, the thigh rotation. And split your toesies to make your feeties. Like that. Toesies, feeties, all these things. Okay, and then I did something not right, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay. Oh yeah, this part has to pop off. I forgot. There we go. Okay. Alright, so this will come up and cover the top of the back. As weird as that sounds. Go ahead and tuck those little red leggies away. These you want to get back and out of the way. Now, what I'm talking about with the arms, you got these little scary posts right there that are going to go into there, and you got these little tabs that'll go into those slots. Now, the thing about this is, you have to kind of finagle it, and then it's not going to line up, and then it will suddenly, as Imgo puts it, thoop into place. Like that. It's not there, and then all of a sudden, it goes. So it's like, nowhere near. Oh, there we go. All right. And rotate. So you want the shoulders up like this. So you want to rotate here and then down. The purple shoulder pad will stay, or not stay. It will rotate on its own. So just be careful. Speaking of which, I got a little bit of flashing there. And then utilize your biceps however you need to get the elbows facing forward. And then you get your claws lined up as such. I mean, there's plenty of rotation joints, so you're not going to find yourself hoping and praying that you get it rotated somehow. Okay, so for the tail, just get that up and out of the way. Now with the other legs here, this is the thing they don't exactly tell you. So when he's in scorpion mode, these are facing up. You kind of want them to face in, but you also need to rotate each leg 180 degrees. Let me see, is that right? Yes, okay. And then you're going to flip it around and then tuck them in like this. This is the best approximation of what I can see that you need to do. And the scary thing is, it is putting a lot of pressure on the legs. But it's about the best I can figure that they have to go. Because once again, I forgot exactly how it looked coming out of the box. But you have to compact the legs inward. Did I just... Yes, I did. Okay. They were already okay, and then I messed them up. So you can have them hanging out a lot, or you can have them hanging out only a little. So you can tuck them in, and it will kind of deflect a bit. Like I did on that side, or you can just have them like this. There's not really a good way to do it, because they are just kind of ugly like this, sticking out the back. And like I said, if you want, you can rotate them out just a little. You can probably get it down a little tighter than it was. Kind of like that. Although it did work better the last time I did it. Basically, you're getting the knees as tight in as possible, but that puts a lot of strain, as you can see right there on those joints. So I guess just try to compact it to the best of your ability. The other option would be to flip it around like I had it. Turn these around again. And let's see how well this option works. Actually, let's just do it this way. This is basically it. Because you can also just have it to where the flat sides would do this number. So basically you're rotating the leggies this way. It shows them going the other way, kind of, on the instructions. Like I said, they don't show you 100% how to do it, and they're covering how it looks initially. So you can do whatever you need to do with those. You could even have them draping downward for all it matters. You know, like this, which is an interesting concept, just to have his legs just dangling back here, but it actually kind of hides them a bit, which, you know, is pretty interesting. Like, just to have it as like a little tail cape, or leg cape, as it were. Either way, so there is our Scorpy Boy in bot mode, and he looks really good. Let me bring him over here and we can get a picture. I've got a couple different pictures of him, and like I said, you can determine how you want to do those back legs. So I'll bring up the picture over here. And, I mean, they really did kind of nail it. Like, I mean, they got the details on the legs. They got everything. They got the head sculpt. They got all the things. Even the tail being absurd, which is my only real issue with it. I do wish you could, like, turn it or something. It would have been good if they gave you any rotation somewhere in there. But it is what it is. Let me see if I can focus on that head sculpt here. That's a very nice head sculpt. Silver paint, gunmetal paint, gold paint, yellow paint. Yellow paint is a bit rough, but it is what it is. I would say be very careful with those little spiky thingies here. Those are probably going to break off. I think it's got to be plastic. And it is mounted on a ball joint and a hinge, so you can get it like way down for transformation, way up, like he's got to look at something up yonder. And he can turn like that. I mean, you even got sculpted and painted details in his so-called ear, as it were. Okay, shoulders are on a hinge and a swivel, and like I said, you can move these however you need to. Obviously, shoulder joint is just a ball joint there, a blatantly open cut out there, but double jointed elbow, which is really good. And then okay, and with the claw, it can rotate, as previously pointed out, and it does open, revealing his little claw missile launchers, which is cool. And I guess you can launch it this way, sideways. I kind of like it sideways. And it is on a hinge on the inside, so you can actually kind of tuck it away a little bit, which is neat in and of itself. He has no kind of waist rotation or anything like that, because that's where all the hinges are. If you need to, you can, you know, get him to bend over. Oh, that latch is already starting to get a little bit worrying. The hips on ball joints, so you get all the range of motion. Like I said, we pointed out the paint before: gunmetal silver, silver silver, gunmetal, gunmetal, gray paint, gold paint, purple paint on the toesies, single jointed knee for 90 degrees, which is fine. You don't need much more than that. Big old ankle rocker, which is surprising. And you got toe point and everything like that. You can't rotate anywhere at the feet, so you got to get the thigh rotation to do a lot of work for you. I'm trying to get these other leggies out of the way, but he's posable, and then those feet having all that weight in them for being die cast really does help. Now, he's on glass, so he might be a little awkward. He does come with one accessory, and it is his little bee bomb that he used a couple times in the series. Painted pretty good, I mean, except for underneath, but black, gold, red. Looks pretty nice. The wings do articulate, so he has a compact form and then spread out form. And he has a tab, but there's no instruction on what that tab is for. So that got to wonder if that's actually for when he is attached to a target. Like, I remember, I think he had one that got attached to Optimus, and then he had one that I thought he had one that got attached to Dinobot. So it's interesting the characters that they've chosen to do first. You know, with Black Arachnia being first, and then Rat Trap followed by this guy. Now, there's no, like, he would launch this the same way he would launch missiles, but the thing is that there's no good way to kind of do that. But I guess if you do it this way, it makes more sense. Like, I was trying to do it sideways, but that didn't make sense. But I guess you can clamp down on it easier this way to launch it, which is fine for me, to be totally honest. So I'm good with it. So that's pretty cool. Like, you know, normally when he went to shoot, he would go clap, 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 you know, with his claws. Claws. Okay, so this one's actually getting a little weird on me here. Oh, the wifey's home. So I gotta go do the dinner thing. So, time to go eat real quick, but for you guys, there won't be any difference. Okay, now that I've eaten, go ahead and wrap this up, because it's just turning into one of those reviews where things have just gone really wonky the entire time. So one thing I will say, and maybe it's mostly because I'm on this glass surface here, the foot tends to slide around a bit. But we need to do comparisons, so I might as well bring out the other figures in this line. So there's Rat Trap, who once again is not bad, but also not good at the same time. Just too much rat going on in his trap, as it were. And then for his fellow Predacon there with Black Arachnia, he is bigger than her, so that makes sense. But it's like, this is just terrible. Details are all wrong. And, like, just in general, not great. Rat Trap gets better. He looks great in bot mode. You know, about as good as he can, except for the sheer hollowness and blah, 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 and things that don't tab where they should. This guy looks great in Scorpion mode. He looks great in bot mode. And detail work is pretty good, if not ever so slightly sloppy. And then, like, you know, those back legs that just kind of don't. They just kind of don't. Other things we got laying around here, put them up next to the DX9 Prime. So you can see he's sizable, and obviously not meant to compare by any means. And then Wally, but I just bumped that with my arm. Sounds good. I'll do that. So, you know, I'm pretty tall. But I just hope that they stay with this consistency, because it's actually pretty good. And, like, even if I wanted to just keep him in Scorpion mode for the rest of the time, it would actually be pretty good. Now, I did pick him up from the Chosen Prime. You could probably get him anywhere the Transform element is sold, whether that's TF Source or Robot Kingdom. I don't know. You know, there are places to buy him online if you want to. Price is fairly affordable for what you get. And it just, you know, comes down to what do you want from your Beast Wars shelf. And I guess now I'm going into multiple Beast Wars shelves. Okay, so one thing about it, I guess, is these little tabby tabs here get in the way. So that's just the thing. And like I said, with the legs back here, just pick your poison on how you want to tuck them away or display them or whatever you want to do. But you can see here, this pin is popping out over time. And then just sort of, I mean, I got them much more tucked in before, so just is what it is. But this Scorpinok is good. I do suggest it if you need one for your collection, or if you really want to get into this line. I mean, you almost could probably start just with this one, like, and just ignore the ones from before. And presumably they're going to give us more down the line. I gotta hope. You know, there's kind of a big gap for this one when he came out, so. But guys, that's going to be it for this review. I will catch you on the next one. Go watch the other Transform Element videos and or other Legend scale things. And I'll see you then. Remember, as always, keep on nerding.